So we'll see where you are standing yourself personally right now. And we have the Wheel of Fortune. So regardless of relationships, you personally are in the process of change, as we all are all the time, but there is definitely change afoot. The change in your thinking, the change in your attitudes, leading to a change in your circumstances. So I usually view this as a very positive card. Change is growth. But we'll see what's led to that change. The Empress. So this is the card of Taurus, which is, well, this is, I always think of it as Taurus, but actually the Hierophant is Taurus. But this is the card of Venus, which rules Taurus, and Libra as well. So if we look at it in that way, this change has come about through the Empress represents Venus. Venus has been in retrograde and comes out on the 16th, starts to stay stationary for a short time and then goes direct. So I think you have actually been thinking about what it is you want to create. This is all about creativity, fertility, abundance. And during that Venus retrograde, perhaps that's what you were thinking about, revisiting what it is you want, don't want with regards to relationships, and that can apply whether you're single or coupled. That's just as a personal interior situation. And it has led to you making some changes, either in what is going to be right for you and what's not, what you want going forward. So that's a really healthy thing to do. Had some introspection, which is really, with regards to relationships, is very pertinent to the Venus retrograde that has been causing problems for some people, but it can be a time of reflection and reorganising. It has led to a change in you personally. So coming forward to the present, we have the World. Another circular. We have the circular of the World, the circular of the Wheel, the circular of the Empress's pregnant belly there. So it's very much a theme of patterns, cycles, and you've come to the end of a cycle. You're looking at currently, right now, as you watch this, whenever that may be, and you have come full circle and you are ready to make a new start in some way. Whether that is a relationship has reached a certain point and needs to either fall away or evolve, or if you're not in a relationship, whether that's you looking at patterns. I see with the Wheel of Fortune, it's often about patterning behaviour. You're doing the same thing over and over and over. And I think you might be looking to change that because the previous old patterns have come full circle, and it's now your opportunity to go forward with new patterns if that's what you want. New types of behaviour, maybe look at different types of partner, perhaps partners from overseas. The world does indicate travel. Maybe you are travelling for love, or maybe you will be travelling regardless for business or pleasure and meet somebody that rocks your world. So it was a pretty big card, the World, because what comes after it, the future, really can determine the new type of cycle that you're looking to enter. So you've come out of a period of reflection, even though that it's not the Hermit card, but that's what it's saying to me. In order to get to the Wheel of Fortune, I think you have made a reassessment on where it is you want to go. So we'll have a look now at what is coming up for you. And timing is always a bit tricky with the tarot, but I would put this somewhere between early to mid-December. So by the time of the next love reading in mid-December, this should be well underway. And there we go. We've missed out the full There is no need to take the leap of faith. You're already there. But the magician is telling you it's time to create something new. And you have all the tools you need to make that happen. You have the cup, the sword, the wand, and the pentacle. And all you need to do now is pick them up, put them into action. The magician's also a very good communicator. So if you need to communicate, communicate with someone to make this happen, early to mid-December will be a good time for you to make the first move if that's what's required. But whatever needs to happen to get this new ball rolling, you can do it. You have everything you need, and the magician is there to support you with that. So that is really nice. Really nice. Very positive. So we'll just take a look here at the underlying factors, see what may be going on in the background that you're not aware of, either a person or a situation. And it's the star, the card of Aquarius. Now, the star can mean various things, but I always see it as a healing card, an inspiration card, and a divine card. So rather than a person, I think what's going on in the background is divine timing, divine support, divine healing. And maybe that's what this change was. You've actually put some issues to bed that you needed to think about with the Empress, about what you want to create. And you've put that aside now. You've perhaps created what it is that you wanted to achieve. And it's time to move in a new direction with the magician. Whether that new direction is with a new person or a current relationship that needs to evolve into either more committed or reassess your boundaries with it, maybe move in together, perhaps maybe you've been thinking about having a baby, starting a family, and whatever it is, the old ways, you're coming out of those now. You're still in them, just maybe finishing off some loose ends, but you are very ready in the next 2 to 3 weeks to plunge forward into something new and interesting and exciting. There's not a lot of passion with the magician card, I don't feel. It's more about intellect, which suits Aquarius very well. Aquarius is often perceived as being more head over heart. So and all air signs are very good communicators. So I think you are being quite shrewd about this. It's almost like you're making a plan. You're not letting the emotions overtake the situation. You're sitting about making a plan to create change in your love life, and you're going to go forward with it, and the universe has your back with that star card, particularly as it's your card. That really is, it's like the divine seal of approval, really. So whatever it is you decide to change. So I'm just going to get an advice card, an Oracle of Visions card from Sarah Marchetti, and we'll see what this one comes up with regards to your situation. We have a card that is really based on the strength card. So with that yin and yang, a strong body, and the Justice card. You see here Libra. Balance. Keeping the balance. It can be quite a tricky thing to do. So you need to be strong in order to make that happen. And it says here, it's about balance and equality. As we were saying here about changing, it says by changing our position, stance or direction, we may find a common ground and jointly interact. And it's made easier when both people are working towards the same change. So strength and motion combine and he's balanced. So even though you may have differences, you can find a balance. You need strength of mind usually and emotion. You have to have the will to want to make it happen, and it certainly appears with this card that you do. And you have to have both people working in unison. So if you're currently partnered, you really need to communicate with your partner what you want. Make sure they're on the same page, and then you can go forward. So that's possibly something that you've been doing internally without consulting the other person involved as much as you should. So I think that's a piece of advice there. Actually sit down with your partner, communicate, like the magician, as we said, is a good communicator, good with words, got the silver tongue, and that is what's required right now in order to move this forward. And if you take those steps, the divine's there for you, supporting you, keeping keeping everything in the flow. And it's going to work out really nicely for you. You can't really ask for better than that, can you? Especially as an Aquarius. So I've just taken a Crystal Angels Oracle card by Doreen Virtue to close out the reading. And, well, oh, that's interesting. It's Peridot, but I'll just read what it says on the card. Life lessons. You can break free from recurring negative patterns by praying to know the lesson and blessing they contain. It's quite hard to say both at once. So that's what we were talking about here, wasn't it? The patterning of behaviours. I think you're ready to change that. The world is the culmination of the fool's journey and encompasses all the lessons that he's learned along the way from 0 to 21. And that's really what Peridot's saying. You'll also notice it's a green gem, Peridot, and that relates to the heart chakra. All green and pink gems relate there in various ways. I've got green aventurine here, which is about going out of your comfort zone, being open to new opportunities and situations and people, and rose quartz. So those two are both heart chakra stones as well. And Peridot is a lovely one to get for a love reading because it is a love stone, being green. And it really is about breaking free of these patterns. I think you're pretty much there. It's certainly what you want to do. You may just need to communicate with your partner more. You and the divine are in sync. You just need, I think, to have a little word with your partner. If you're not currently coupled, then whoever comes along, because the magician would indicate that there is a new start there. Maybe it's somebody you already know. If you already have everything you need to make it happen, you just got to get your act together and get together. But you do need to make sure you're both on the same page. Okay, you need to be aligned in your goals with regards to relationships.